Hey, hello folks, welcome back to my channel. Carl or Nikolai here, Stage K. Back today with a different video. First of all, don't mind this is an intersecting video. I've been finally getting all the stuff for the heating and whatnot into a separate track. Anywho, we're gonna start to tear out that. Is what we are gonna do, because I today got my 6U shallow rack from Gear for Music, which is gonna be my new rack, which my amp and that kind of stuff is gonna go into. So great shit. So shit's about to quote unquote change. Now we're gonna start with the amp, simply because it's the biggest thing, quote unquote. And this one has already become thirsty boy, I see. So this is the biggest trunk. So this one is gonna go in the bottom. Then I'm gonna move this one down. There we go. So I hope you guys been doing good. I haven't uploaded anything on Stage K in a while. I think the last time I uploaded to Stage K, I believe was before that was before I even went. Excuse me, what the heck are you doing? I just hear fans going through the roof. So yeah, so I hope you guys been doing good. I've been doing great. Really, I came back from, or well, doing great. Right after I came back from Stavanger, I ended up with quote unquote a bad-ish flu. Wasn't really feeling like doing much for a good time. So basically that left me kinda eh. But oh well, I'm back on track now, ish. Been just kind of trucking along. I mean, you guys can see what my current projects are. And that was C reviews, I think. Yes. Edify remains mostly a lagout, yes. Rar, indeed, you say. Rar, indeed. Good shit. So, that is the subwoofer amp. I know what's gonna go in the top of the rack, which is then gonna be interconnected with other stuff in the back of the rack. Now, I feel like I need to rip out the back lid to do this. Hey. Okay, so apparently a type of shelf in the back. I mean, I guess it would be nice for... Okay, you wanna know what's funny? This shallow rack perfectly fits this amp. Jeg må ha planlagt noe jævlig bra da, fordi at denne cello-racken her, faen meg ampen passer faen meg perfekt. Faen. Så good shit. Good shit. Good shit. Jeg må ha planlagt noe jævlig. Now, one thing that's also going in the back of this panel is a is well the you know, the patch panel whatnot that I had in the back of the other one. Now this should theoretically speaking be enough screws for everything here, right? So supposedly I should be able to screw in all the screws. Supposedly, so good shit. But yeah, to be completely honest with you, besides from space for maybe a wireless LAN or whatever, I think this actually fits much better into a rack like this rather than the gigantic rack and then leaving the gigantic rack for network gear, whatnot. I feel like this is a much better fit. And as far as portability, if I ever pull with me this setup on the road, quote unquote, it's gonna be much easier to throw my console, my box with my stage box and power whatnot, and this rack in the back of the car, rather than this is not sitting flat. And it is annoying me. Unless that is the rack itself, maybe, I don't know. Lol. Oh well, it's not that bad. So it's easier to throw this in the car than having to roll the gigantic rack into the back of the car. And besides, I don't even have that much space in the back of the car. If I were to put anything in like the backpack of the car, I would have to actually empty out and take my toolbox and everything that's in my trunk out, because, well, I have a way to fix this and get a little bit more space in the back of my trunk. Well, because after cutting out a little chunk of the framework, which is holding like the top bezel in the back of my car, which I know I can cut away because it doesn't really do much of structural integrity, really. That is gonna let me move the subwoofer further forward, but the subwoofer in my car is currently taking up, well, about a square meter of my car. So really, the back seat is really the main place I have to have space to have stuff. So my mixer is gonna have to go there. It's gonna have to go here, but hey, it's now easy for me to put some stickers on the front of this one. Although this textured, so it's not the easiest thing to put stuff on, but over. So that is the PDU. So my plan is to intersect the PDU, or well, the plan, technically speaking, if I can find a cheap, properly functioning UPS, that's one new mount form factor that's not like a IEC like one, but a actual normal outlet one. Although really it doesn't matter at that point, because I could just use an IEC like C13 daisy chain, like output plug, and then just cut off the other end of it and just solder it onto a power con through one through, and then just use a power con through one to IEC, locking IEC, and it won't be a problem. So really, it's not a problem. Selen Tatsuki from Nijian, by the way. So yeah, so really, not that much of a deal. I think it's a little funny. I may have to change these label stuff because I think it's kind of funny. Drive rack makes sense. The audio console makes sense. The sound grid server makes sense. The nodes make sense. NPU and VPUs make sense, but the console doesn't really matter because anyway, if I'm using a console, it's gonna be most likely a Graname 2 Lite, and if I'm just running an on PC setup, it's like a commander wing or something, Graname 2 command wing or something. It's anyways gonna be the laptop that's gonna be housing the actual program anyways. So if power goes, I have battery on my laptop. So as far as battery backup for that, it's not really the end of the world. And besides, all of that is going to be plugged into an external power strips that's going to be out the back anyways. So it doesn't really matter. But oh well, good shit. So now we need to circumvent the direct box rack I'm planning to have in the back. So really the next one in line, which is pretty much gonna land right above the subwoofer amp, I think is gonna be our Super X Pro CX 2310 crossover from Behringer, which is gonna go right above there, I think. I may move around how shit is in the rack here eventually, like off camera. Yeah, I did not need you slunking along in the bottom of the rack. The point was for you to go in to the... Oh god. Is this when the rack starts becoming annoying? Question of the day. Is that where we are? Is that where we are? But yes, so this is gonna be a nicer package to slunk around. There we go. If we're doing any quote-unquote on-the-go shows, which God knows I may start after I get my license. Since, as most of you guys probably know, I don't have a driver's license, but I have a car. So it's like I can drive to like... I can like drive to the other parking and whatnot. Then in the longest extent, I can drive up to the fuel station here and down to the shop, which is like half a kilometer away. But I can't really drive anywhere further than that, really, legally at least. So yeah, but when I get that, then it may be that I start, if like friends of mine have like birthday parties or something and they want sound or whatnot, that I come out and maybe do sound for them for free or whatnot as like a birthday present or whatnot. Be a part of the birthday party and me as a gift to them providing sound for them or something along those lines. So yeah, and actually, on the thought of where that sits, yes, the cables will be sticking out the back, but because of how deep this one is, it's not really going to be a problem. And as far as when I'm actually traveling out to do gigs, what's funny is that the subwoofer cables, the output cables out from here to power the speakers or whatever, I can actually just put in the back here and bada bing bada boom, no problem. So actually this is working out quite well. So yeah, that is the crossover. The direct box rack, as we said, is gonna go in the back. Okay guys, I am back. Let me try and shine some more light on this project. You guys are gonna now be stuck on top of my tripod because the GoPro ran out of power. But what I was saying was that the next thing to go into here is gonna be the VU meter, which is gonna go in the top. Which means we have space for one more unit here in the front. Now there is 2 screws in the back, which means we will be left with 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there is the last one. So we'll be left with 4 screws, which means we'll have 6 screws in the back. Ah, well, which kind of makes sense because it's a 6U rack. Or no? Ah, yeah, because what they're thinking about is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you are out 3, aka out left. You are out right or out 4, aka high, until I get that other processor. It's like when this is in here, it's like, well, I mean, here is the thing. It will work fine for like going to everything here because I'll be able to kind of bend these down and fit like a blank plate here. I can actually show you because I have a blank plate in the other rack which doesn't really need to be there, which I can use to kind of show you guys. And I throw it over here. It's like over. It's like I kind of need to shuck some of this stuff into the side, but I guess fine shit. The only thing is that we are about to run into a problem. I have a feeling about. Now also. So this is gonna be channel A. Because it's like I can squeeze this in between here. And since I can do that, it's not really a problem. It's like this will actually, funnily enough, work. This will actually work. This will actually work. Because if I then take a screenshot here now. if I untie you so I can kind of slide you over a bit, then, oh yeah, there we go. Then that's a little easier to screw. Then we just need to do fancy shit. So as far as the power, I'm gonna have to re-splice that because that has to go out there. So that will get re-spliced.
Yeah, trying to charm the bartender's not gonna help you much.
Yeah, but then if I, well, besides from obviously that one, but if I put this side on, that's gonna clear just fine. The problem now is the other side, so yeah, this is actually gonna work pretty well. So subwoofers will just run straight out from there, which really ain't no problem because that is sitting and looking flush enough as it sits. So this is no problem. I'm really happy with how this rack is turning out. And then as far as these ones go, we'll just kind of have to pre-wire those for now because I have no RCA. Those unless I do some kind of fancy schmancy setup with this one that I wire up to that one and then I just make a split off. If I had more that would work, but I don't have more, so now this one has to be cut. This one has to be cut, rerouted and then potentially re-spliced. So because this one needs to go through here and I do not have any ethercon. Oh god. What? Ah! Eh? What? Oh! I see what happened. I have to go... on the side and then... There we go, because then I land on the correct side too. Now wherever the... my nipple went. On top of the sub for some reason. Good shit.
Relatively recent. I just do too much stuff on it all the time. So my exact Mac model, MacBook Pro from 2021. It's the M1 Max Pro from 2021. So it's a
Good shit. So then, if power cable is wrapped up in here, and we show on the lid. I don't know what you're talking about. Look at it. I mean, she gained some weight, but so really, until I get a PowerCon through connector or whatever, we are gonna be stuck doing the quote-unquote wagon method. But I mean, it's fine. It's Vagos.
He's really
It's
cute.
fine shit. So,
Welcome to our 20 new beer house.
Vago heaven. Yes. Does it work? Yes. Is it ideal? No, but it's what we have to work with. Until I can, well, I can order one, but until it can arrive. And God knows how many true ones they actually have in stock, because true one patch can panel connector seems to be like gonzo. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna take and short this out of one row, probably. So basically, there you go. Picture.
But that's so easy. Isn't that so much easier?
There,
Not receiving.
then
Okay.
back panel.
Can you just do it right now while you're watching me? I can do this.
Back panel, and then we got the front panel. Really carrying inputs, outputs into that, so it's easier for me to just flip out of the way this one, just to plug those in. Even though if I could, I would have pulled them from, an internal source. But unless I throw like a splitter in the back there, not really an easy way to do that. So I'll just do that, because then I can semi easily just kinda there you go. There you go, in. Then just for extra quote unquote attachment, I guess, to just make sure she stays, I can just kinda
You can finally get dental. Yeah, I'm guessing your hair is black. Oh wow, Asian girl has black hair. Wow, no way.
there you go. We pop back in you. Then we are done with this rack.
Really nice because
Good shit.
to sift through who to ban. With the again, it's not paid if I actually deliver. You know, I'd like to think that I try to deliver.
Then this one goes on the back
Okay.
and tightens up.
A lot of people self-report. A lot of children tend to self-report.
So there you go. So that's how, quote unquote, I built my quote unquote gear for music audio rack. So inside of this I'll probably post some on screen, but inside of here now we got the Behringer NX3000D DSP amp, 3000 watt amp, with the subwoofers I'm currently running, which is the subwoofer Sub-Zero C12Ss. They are 8-ohm subs, so I can actually only push 452 watts per channel to these subs, but if I do swap these out to some easier to drive 4-ohm subs, I can actually push more per side. So great shit. In here is also the Behringer CX2310 Super X Pro crossover. This one I'm planning to change out to the DXC something from Behringer, which is a 6 output box, and that one can also take 2 channels in over AES50. So if I want to run one less channel, one less cable from a console for any reason, I only have to run one AES50 cable out and boom, here we have it. Of course, that is if I need to run matrices, that ain't gonna work too well. But since I have 6 outputs, if I need to run any side files, I can just do all of that processing from the DCX itself. So then I don't really need the matrices as far as my main PA outs, whatnot. Then the only thing the matrices will be used for is broadcast. Then we have the IMG state line VU8S, which is a VU meter. I'll maybe swap it out to another VU meter eventually because it's not very accurate. It's not that good on the RMS side. It goes mostly on the peak side. So if you have, for example, heavy bass, it's going to prioritize that over the actual RMS signal. So this one can say, for example, when it's calibrated, it can say that it is, say, plus 3 dB, when in reality what you're actually pushing out of the console is more like minus 15, minus 10. So it's not that accurate, so I'll probably change that out eventually. And then we got the Adam Hall, I don't remember exactly the model name, but it's an Adam Hall 8U8 output power strip, which is in the top. And then in the back we got the patch panel. Now I don't remember the name of that one, even though it literally said it when I was working on it. I'm going to be getting EtherCon, or a EtherCon, you hear, a PowerCon through one in through probably, so I can run power into the rack via PowerCon through one in, and then I can also use a PowerCon through one out to locking IC to run out of here into the console and call her a great day. Then in the back we also got the just the Samsung like clear panel, whatnot, that was there, and our Behringer DI4800 direct box rack, which is 4 inputs, 4 outputs, or well, 8 outputs, but it's only 4 outputs because you only have 4 inputs, but you can output both on the back side and the front side depending on how you want to route stuff. So yeah. And then of course a few zip ties and some random ass cables. And then eventually when I get a proper rack mount kit for that other switch, I'll probably throw that one into the front of this one, and that will be this complete rack. So I want to say thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. To get a new video on the Stage K channel, since I don't post that often on the Stage K channel nowadays. So I hope this was an enjoyable one. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. And as always, check out links down below for my other channels, my RL channel, my gaming channel, my Neko Live and the Crew channel, which I don't upload too much there right now. There will probably be more in the future on that channel, as well as of course my Twitch, where I try and stream every Saturday and Sunday from 6 p.m. UTC plus 1, or if it's summertime UTC plus 2, as well as my other socials, Twitter and all of that. Twitter being 18 plus for obvious reasons. So yeah, other than that, I want to say thanks for watching, stay tuned, stay awesome. Cheers folks.